What's poppin', everybody? This is Saberfighter4. Seeing as how I'm sick of the expanded format and bored of the standard format for the Pokemon TCG right now, I decided to show you guys my updated Blazechomp Blaziken deck. I've showed this deck profile before, but this is an updated version. How the first build should have looked like, to be honest, now that I got the rest of the cards that I needed. And this is from the 2009/2010 era. The legal sets would be Diamond and Pearl through Unleashed, pretty big format, Diamond and Pearl, Heart Gold, Soul Silver format. And this is a very cool deck. So first things first, the first card is 2 Blaziken FB Level X. This is the main card we're gonna try and utilize from this deck. One of the best SPs from that time. Very solid 110 HP, 1 retreated water weakness, standard stats for an SP. And the great thing about this card is the Jet Shoot. For 2 energy, you do 80. Of course, with energy gain, if you guys are familiar, you do 80 for 1. So 80 for 1 was as strong as you could get back then with this card. Extremely good. Fire type Pokemon. It was going to be able to 1-hit KO Dialga G level X very easily due to the fire weakness. And what we're going to try and take advantage of in this deck is the Burning Spirit Pokebody. In the most Blazechomp or sort of Blaziken FB decks, you couldn't really utilize this Pokebody. But in this deck, we're going to make better use of it, you can see. But essentially what the Burning Spirit does is if your opponent's Pokemon was burned, you were going to do 40 more damage. So imagine with the 40 extra you get from Burning Spirit, you do 80, you can do 120 for 1, which is extremely good. You 1-hit KO SP Pokemon, a lot of stage 2 Pokemon, pretty much anything. So this is what we're going to try and utilize. So the main guy, Blaziken FB, I do 2 and 2 because we do 2 Blaziken FB, regular 1. I prefer this sort of balance as opposed to 3 and 1. So this is the basic form, I guess. You need Blaziken FB to get into Blaziken FB level X. This card is also very solid. SP Pokemon, 80 HP, 1 retreat. 2 decent attacks. Luring Flame, you switch one of the defending Pokemon, one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, and then the new Pokemon is burned. So you could sort of do this, and it sort of combines with the level X's Burning Spirit, but it's not going to be very effective to reliably, utilize the Pokebody. We're going to use a different Pokemon. But it is sort of a disruption attack. You're going to inflict the burn. If you pull something like a Clay Doll, you're going to negate its sort of Poke Power too, because back then, if a Pokemon was affected by a special condition, they usually couldn't use Poke Powers. And Vapor Kick is also kind of solid. It's going to do 30 for 1 with the energy gain, 30 for 2 technically. And if your opponent has any water Pokemon in play, it's going to do 60 damage. So this is very good. If they have any water Pokemon on the field, it doesn't have to be the active Pokemon. So it's great. A lot of times we can just use Vapor Kick as our main attack, and it's going to do 70 for 1 with the burn. You guys are going to see soon. As opposed to just going all out with 120, but if we can do 120 and get a 1-hit KO, we're going to go for it. But this is Blaziken FB pretty much. Okay, and now for the stage 2 Blaziken. There's a lot of Blaziken in this deck for sure. I've got this Blaziken from the Platinum set. So this is the card that sort of makes this deck sort of different than your typical SP Blaziken decks with Luxchomp or with Luxray or Garchomp pretty much. So by using this stage 2, we can utilize this Fire Breath Poke Power. And essentially what this Poke Power does is it auto burns your opponent's Pokemon. So once we get 1 or 2 of these guys out and we can auto burn the opponent every turn, then obviously this guy's Pokebody becomes active immediately. You don't have to worry about inflicting burn with this card. You just have it immediately active and you get that 40 extra bonus damage, which is great. As a stage 2 is also kind of solid. It's not going to be easy to power up, but as a regular stage 2 Pokemon, it can also serve as a counter against Mewtwo level X, which SP Pokemon couldn't really hurt. So you have this sort of Pokemon as a counter to Machamp, I guess, as well. It could work. Clutch, do 40, and then defending Pokemon can retreat, and then its Fire Spin is a very nice attack. 100 for 3, and then you discard 2 energy. We can use DC to sort of mitigate the cost. But it's a nice little stage 2 Pokemon. It's what makes this deck sort of different. Gonna use this to get the bonus damage essentially. with Fire Breath. And of course, you know, with the burn works kind of differently back then with the coin flips and stuff, but you could still inflict the burn damage, additional extra damage, 2 damage counters, so that's good. We have our stage 1 Combusken. This one is from the Great Encounter set. Yeah, Great Encounters. I prefer this one as opposed to the other one. The other one essentially from Platinum has a better second attack. This one has a better first attack. Bulk up. You do 30 for 1, and then, I mean, if this guy stays and survives, you're going to do 60 for 1 on the next turn with bulk up. So it's a nice attack. So I guess if we are going to attack with the stage 1, you get an early, quick to use attack that's going to become better next turn. So that's the point. And then for our regular Torchic Basic, I have 1, 2, 3 of the Torchic from Platinum once again, just because it has 60 HP. I like the attacks of the one in the Great Encounters one better. It also looks cuter too, but this one has 60 HP. We're not really going to attack. If you have this guy active to attack, then you're probably screwed. So just having the 60 HP so that we can survive better against spread, you know, Crobat drops, maybe some like Kindra from Legends Awaken spread, you know, the extra HP, extra 10 HP could be better. So that's the point. And now we get our Garchomp line. I guess show the dudes together. You got the 1 level X and then the 2 basic SP. So Garchomp C level X, I mean, you're obviously running because of the Healing Breath, broken ass Poké Power, heal all our dudes. Now, our guys, if you're gonna use Jet Shoot with Blaziken, a lot of the times you're gonna leave yourself open to get KO'd, so you probably won't be able to utilize it. But it's still too good to run, can help against spread. And if we go the 70 for 1 route as opposed to doing 120, then we can take a hit and then heal. It's just too good. Heal all of the SP Pokemon. And Dragon Rush can also come up as well. I do have a DC in this deck, and even if you power him up with Fire Energies, it's just too powerful. Basically, get 1-hit KOs, snipe Claydolls, snipe other Pokemon. Just too good. SP at the end of the day. This is kind of Blazechomp, so we run it. And the regular form, also good enough. 1 for 30 with the energy gain. You probably don't want to do Earthquake, but it could come up. And it's a colorless Pokemon. So yeah, we're going to hit other Garchomp. Garchomp C level X is another colorless big Pokemon for weakness too. So that's why it's good. Okay, 2 and 1. Not going to go overboard. Then it's time for techs. I got 1 Dragonite FP. I really like this tech. Mac Blow, of course, is a good attack against other SP Pokemon. You can do 80 for just 2 if you use the energy gain, which is nice. But the biggest thing I like about this Pokemon is that he's a huge basic. 100 HP, the fighting resistance too. He's a great opening Pokemon, especially if you're forced to go first. The rules were sort of different back then, where the player that plays first can't really do much, playing trainers and stuff. I mean, I guess it's kind of like today, but not exactly. So at least if you were going to open with this Pokemon 100 HP, you would probably take a hit. So even if your opponent set up like a Kindra super quickly and just went overboard, this guy could survive probably. I mean, if they were going to start with Machamp, then you were going to lose, but 100 HP is fantastic. It was as good as it was going to get back then for basic Pokemon. So that's why we run him. SP counter 2 as well. Next up, another sort of niche tech, but one that I like very much is this Pachirisu. I'm a fan of using something like this as opposed to just going all out with Call Energies. If we open with this, we can use Call for Family, set up a basic Pokemon on the bench, which is great. And Smash Short is just a very nice tech attack against the SP metagame. And just to hit, I guess, some lightning weak Pokemon for weakness too. This could be handy. If they had a Pokemon tool attached, this attack is going to do 40 for 1 essentially, which is quite good. And then discard the Pokemon tool. And if they had other Pokemon tools with the same name in hand, you're going to discard those as well. So imagine if they had like an energy gain on an SP Pokemon, and then there was another energy gain in hand that they didn't attach. You're going to discard 2 energy gains, valuable resources, and it's just a very good tech attack. So So that's why I use it. It's nice. Metal resistance could be handy too. 70 HP basic. You couldn't ask for much better. Looks really cool as well. Hollow card. Okay. Then we got the one Uxie. Technically you can attack with this guy too, but of course we're running it for the setup. Original Shamini X ability. Play this guy down, draw until you have 7 cards. Just too damn good. We can't really afford to run something like Claydol in this deck. This deck is just meant to be fast, and I have a lot of other techs and stuff. So we don't have really the luxury to set up for Claydol. So Uxie is going to give me that a little bit of extra draw. Hopefully it should be good enough. And then our supporters are going to do the trick. So yeah, one Uxie. Then we got Bronzong, a typical SP tech as well with Galactic Switch. You can move energies on your Pokemon to your SP Pokemon. I would have to read it again to know exactly what it does. I always forget, is it from SP to another Pokemon or from another Pokemon to an SP? But essentially it allows you to make plays that you probably normally wouldn't be able to do. Like, especially if you know that you're going to switch or do some plays like that, you can use this guy's ability and get a specific attack that your opponent might not see coming. So this is why most SP decks usually run one of this guy's attack in there. So this is Bronzong. And then we got the one Crobat G. I was going to say Prime, but of course it's the Crobat G. Now this card is like the Galarian Zigzagoon of today. For those of you that don't know anything about these older cards, it's a free retreat Pokemon, so it's a great opening Pokemon once again. 80 HP basic with the fighting resistance too. Just really nice pivot. Of course we can use the Flash Bite, get additional damage counters, and set up specific KOs. Maybe that were just one damage counter, one damage short of a one-hit KO. So it's very nice. And you can reuse them with Poker Turns. So that's Crobat. Okay, so these are all the Pokemon. I'm quite sure they're 19, but you can count them. And then we got supporters. We got Professor Oak's New Theory, the first guy, 3 of this. Last time it was just 2, and I had like a VS Seeker, which was bad, but I didn't have the 3rd one. Now I managed to get the 3rd one, so this is Professor Oak's New Theory. Just a very good general shuffle and draw supporter. Rely on this as opposed to something like Claydol. So just very good. It's going to help us out set up. Next up I got 2 Professor's Research, Rosane's Research, not Professor's Research. So this was your basic and energy fetcher for pretty much most decks, even SP. We can grab in any combination of basics and basic energies. So this is going to let me get Uxie, and I can use that to draw additional cards if I want to. And just help us get our basics, get those basic energies too. There isn't really a better method to get energies. So this is the point of this card. So we'll run 2. Before I used to run 3, but we do 2 because we do 1 Pokemon Collector 2. This is another card that I didn't have before that I wanted to have and put it in the deck. It's very similar to Rosane's Research, but instead of getting 2 cards, you get 3 basic Pokemon. You don't have the option to get energies, but you get the 3rd basic Pokemon into the hand. So it's great to get a bunch of basic Pokemon and set up your stuff that you want to set up. So just doing 2 and 1 as opposed to 3 in Rosane's Research I think is better, because that extra plus you get, that additional card, does matter. And if you're just going to get Pokemon anyway, you don't need energies, then it's better. So this is the Pokemon Collector. I still do the Cynthia's Guidance, sort of a personal tech. This is like my Skyla of the old times, you could say. It's not going to be as flexible. You just look at the top 7 cards and you can grab anything. So it's not going to be as flexible, but you can grab anything. It can be a Pokemon, it can be an energy, it can be a trainer. It's just to get any card, so it's nice. There should be at least one thing that we can reveal that's going to be useful that we're going to get. So this is why I like her. Then I got 1 BB Search. Most people run more of this card, but I don't like it too much because of a supporter. The benefit of being a supporter is that it's going to be better in trainer lock decks, so you can actually use it in search. Pretty much you put any card from your hand into your deck and then go just grab any Pokemon. So it's nice, but it takes up your supporter for the turn. You're only getting one card and you sort of minus as well. So I don't want to go too crazy with it. I'd rather use other cards. But one is still good enough to run. Now for the SP engine part of the deck, we run 3 Cyrus's Conspiracy. So this is another method to get basic energies, and we're going to get a supporter card and a trainer card that has Team Galactic's Invention. So this is like your SP dude fetcher. You get 3 cards. It's very good. It's basically stable in SP decks. I don't max it out because this isn't a full SP deck, but we still need to run at least 3. It's just too damn good. A lot of times you're just going to get something specific that you really need, like an energy gain or a perk turn. Get an energy, of course, and then get another supporter for the next turn. So it's just very good. And you can grab himself as well. So you can use Cyrus's Conspiracy to get another Cyrus's Conspiracy. Okay. And now for the SP sort of items, I guess I got 3 energy gains. Yeah, these ones are French, but they're reversed, so it's whatever. So 3 of this. With this, SP Pokemon could attack for 1 less energy. It was a very big part in what made SP Pokemon very, very broken. So we run them. Of course, you're going to attach this to Blaziken, Garchomp, and Dragonite too. And they can attack for 1 less energy. Too damn good. Gotta run it. And next, it is the Poke Turn. Poke Turn is like the Scoop Up Net of today, man, so many similarities, but just for SP Pokemon, and you can grab all cards attached to it as well, so it's just extremely damn good. And we're going to be able to reuse Crobat, reuse Garchomp C-Level X, heal Blaziken perhaps, heal, basically just even grab like a hurt Dragonite that was just active there to absorb damage, just grab him back, and it's just perfect. So very, very good. You gotta run this card. Next up, I got 1 SP Radar. So this is like a BB Search that's just a regular trainer, but it's only going to be able to grab SP Pokemon. Since we have a lot of SP Pokemon and it's the backbone of the deck, then it's going to be perfect. So this is why I say, you know, BB Search in a way is kind of inferior in this deck, but we can grab other Pokemon with her. This is going to grab any SP Pokemon. And the beautiful thing is that you can obviously fetch it with Cyrus's Conspiracy too. So Cyrus's Conspiracy can become like a Pokemon searcher that way. Very good. And then the last SP sort of card is this Power Spray. I don't want to go overboard with this because we don't have too many SP Pokemon, so it's always going to be live. You need at least 3 down to use it. But it's too good to just completely dismiss, so I decided to run at least 1 copy. Negate your opponent's Poke Power, play this during their turn. Essentially like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Hand trap. 1 copy is enough. I don't want to go overboard, but I don't want to dismiss it completely. Alright. Next up, we got some other general cards, like the 4 Rare Candies. Rare Candy was a lot more overpowered back then. It was overpowered. Right now the Rare Candy that we have is useless. This, you use it, you get your stage 2 instantly out. So I'll be able to get my Blaziken immediately. You don't have to worry about anything. So we have to run it. Then I got the 1 Luxury Ball. This is like your Master Ball of back then. Grab any Pokemon as long as it's not a level X, and you can't use more than 1 of these. If you have in the discard pile, you can't use any other Luxury Balls. So this is how they balanced it out. But we gotta run the 1 copy, of course. Right. Then I got 1 Pokemon Communication. This is also very similar to BB Search. It's the communication we know, you guys should know from today. If you don't know about these older cards, this is where the communication originally came out in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. It used to be, I think, Pokemon, was it Pokemon Breeder or Pokemon, it was like a farmer dude in the Wizards days. I think there was a card, yeah, from the Wizards era that worked like a Pokemon Communication. But pretty much this is another Pokemon fetcher. Put something that we don't need and grab something that we need in the deck. Next up, I've got Premier Ball. This is my method to get like level X's from the deck to the hand too. And the beautiful thing is that it also works as a recovery card too. You can grab a level X from the deck or from the discard pile, which is very nice. I like it. That's why I like to run one. We have 3 targets and we can also recover them back too, which is nice. Then I have the Rescue. This is well, basically it's like a stretcher, but not exactly. You can grab something from the discard pile to the hand. You can grab stuff back in the deck, but it's still very good. It's going to allow me to reuse another one of my Pokemon. It's just very, very good. So run 1. And then for the supporter recovery, this is like the equivalent to Pokemon Rescue, but just for supporters, it's via Seeker. I had 2 before, but it wasn't good. It was because I didn't have the 3rd Professor Oak's new theory. Now that we got the 3rd one, I don't need to do any more via Seekers. Just 1 is enough. Could grab any supporter, but no, via Seeker wasn't like how it is today. It was more balanced back then. So that's the point. Okay. And then some additional recovery. This is going to be our recovery for Pokemon energies back in the deck. Night Maintenance. It's basically Super Rod. So run 1 of these. And then 1 switch. Just general switch. You know, you never know when it can come up. We have Poke Turns, but this is just to switch any Pokemon. So just 1, having it around. I usually like switching my decks. And then the last thing is the 11 energies. I have 1 DCE, only 1 because Garchomp isn't really the main attacker. Other Pokemon can utilize this, but we primarily want fire energies. So 1 double colorless is still very good to run though. 1 call energy. I'm not the biggest fan of this card. In other decks I would run more, but in this deck, Blaziken can't really utilize it. If you attach it to Blaziken, then you might as well not even attach like the energy gain and just attach the fire energy. So he can't really utilize it very well. This guy as well. So this is why I don't really prefer to run too many in this deck. Other Pokemon can utilize it well, but I'd rather use something like Pachirisu and just have a big wall Pokemon like Dragonite. Just have more basic Pokemon. But Call Energy is still very good and Pokemon can utilize it. So we do the 1. And then the rest is just going to be fire energies. It should be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's right. So 9 fire energies and then the other 2 special energies for a total of 11 energies. And this is basically the deck, guys. It's Blazechomp with Blaziken from Platinum as a twist. And you get the additional burn, do a lot of damage. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I might do a lot more old school decks and even go ahead and make decks from the original EX era as well. Just because I've collected a lot of the cards, so I can maybe build decks from those times now. And because I don't really, I'm really fucking annoyed with the expanded format. You guys know my feelings about that. And kind of bored of the standard format. So, I don't know. Evolving Skies is going to come out in around a month. I doubt it's going to make... Well, I mean, it's going to bring some new cards, but it's going to be the same old shit pretty much. So anyway, going to do some different videos mayhaps. Hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile though. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Sabro54, Wasai!